Okay, welcome back. And our guest is Chief Okoye Obono Obla, legal practitioner, writer, and APC chieftain. And we're looking at, quite frankly, the antics of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, where he had an event at his Abeokuta Presidential Library. And the long and short of all of that is that he's inciting against the government, even though the election season is over, and even though there are still some courts in that are live. There are some cases that are live. Nevertheless, President Obasanjo and co have felt free to express their opinion that they are not down with a few men, meaning judges, pronouncing on matters that don't go their way. But we have Toba from Irewolide on the line. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, and good morning to your guests. I have to wait because this is very, very important, Uncle Yori. And
that's Mr. Joshua.
Yes.
You brought Toba today. All right.
Thank you, Uncle Yori.
Okay.
This morning is so important. And I want to thank TVC. There's always something that happens to help a nation. TVC has come to help Nigeria. You guys have paid the ultimate price. During the NSAS, that station was burnt down. Let me tell whoever is planning a coup or anything, it will not happen. Anyone that says Nigeria will not stand, they will not stand. Because I'm a Nigerian. I don't have any other country. What is wrong with these people? Uncle Yori, please, I know you are sacrificing, but sacrifice further. And your guest, I plead with you. Let us talk to them. I am a Nigerian. I am not a Togolese. I'm not planning to run to anywhere. If they don't want Nigeria, they should relocate for crying out loud. What's the issue? You don't want Nigeria, go away. I'm a Nigerian. I don't have any other nation. Uncle Yori, remember when something happened in Imo State, that the NLC president was beaten there, black and blue. Nobody raised the finger. There was no riot in Imo State. It was something that you could call police brutality, Uncle Yori. But the same thing happened in Lagos. They burnt down Lagos, right? They burnt down Lagos. No single riot in Imo. I was watching. What's wrong with these people? You know that this guy is inciting the people. They didn't riot. No national dispute. The next thing they went to do is call a national strike, a national protest. Is it not the Imo he was beating? Right? What did they want? The point is this. Those that annul the election of Abiola are still alive, and they are still here. They are called owners of Nigeria, right? They don't want Tinubu to succeed because Tinubu's success will indict them. That's the point. But they should know we are Nigerians. I was there in Hope 93 now. I saw what happened. These people, what do they want? Obasanjo himself is the leader of Hope 93, annulment of that election. Buhari came, did something to restore back Abiola and claimed that Abiola won the election. Now, Tinubu has won. What do you want? What does he want? He should go and sleep at 84. What's wrong with him? He should go and sleep, carry his family, go and take care of his grandchildren. What's wrong with that man?
All right then.
Plus now.
Okay, Mr. Joshua.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for calling in. But softly, we do need to remember that former President Obasanjo is an 84-year-old, and in keeping with our traditions, no matter his behavior, we still find a way to cut him some slack, painful as that might be. Because you're very right. I think many people will consider that President Obasanjo hasn't quite forgiven President Tinubu for winning this election, and he doesn't care who knows it, which is unfortunate that is the attitude. You would have thought that as a statesman that he should, it is whoever is in power, because of Nigeria, he will support that person. But me, I've searched and I don't see how any of this is supporting the government in power. If anything, it's just that it seems to me that it's not a government that can, it's not a shaky government. And so even with the most uncharitable acts and the most uncharitable utterances, Nigeria will still stand because there are enough people who are willing to stand with it. But what President, it's a very surprising thing. And since he has gone out on air and has spoken like that, everybody has been speaking. There are those who perhaps might be happy, but I think credit should go to the government, this government, for allowing such speech up to a point. Mr. George phoned in to complain that he complained about a leniency. Well, I can only counsel Mr. George to remember that, well, this is a civilian regime, and whereas it is, many people will identify what he was saying, but in a civilian regime, people are going to be leaning over backwards. Let it not be said that they are despotic. Okoye, would you agree with me that there is a need to lean over backwards in this regard?
Yes, well, the judiciary is a branch of government. And if you make utterances that are calculated to bring the judiciary into disrepute, contempt, disdain, and scorn, the judiciary has its own mechanism for dealing with recalcitrant people. Okay, you can be cited for contempt of court. And you should be careful. People should be careful of what they say about judges. I don't see anything wrong that the judges have done. The judges decide cases based on the evidence that is brought by the parties before them. They don't go out of that. They are not required to go out of that. They are not required to listen to public opinion, as Peter Obi will want us to believe. They have to look at the evidence brought by both parties and put them in the scale of justice. Whichever side it tilts to is the winning side. Okay? So I don't know why former President Obasanjo, who used to advise us, if you are aggrieved by this election when he was in power, go to court. He was even the person who popularized this going to court. He said, go to court. He told former President Muhammadu Buhari, go to court. Go to court. And PDP, they were fond of saying that go to court. And today, people are in court, and where judgments are given that are unpalatable to you, even though you have a mechanism to appeal, to go to the higher court, to find out whether the judge committed an error of law or error of fact, you are rather inciting the people against the government of the day, simply because you don't like that government or you don't like the person who is the leader of that government. It's just unbecoming. And that kind of attitude is condemnable, and it stands condemned.
It is what it is. Everybody knows that President Obasanjo likes to be right, any way you look at it. Now and again, when it suits those that can talk to him, like Professor Wole Soyinka, when it suits their fancy, they will engage him. But he's really leaning on the fact that he has the age advantage, and most traditional Nigerians are not going to speak publicly about him in very harsh terms. But anyway you look at it, President Obasanjo likes to be right. Not only does he like to be right, I don't think he's particularly, what is the word now? He is not particularly accommodating of anything that is not in line with his own thinking. I mean, we've lived with him. We've lived with him as a military head of state. We've lived with him for more than one term as a civilian president. And so we know. We know. It's just that those of us that are very, very young compared to him will sort of be quite careful and reticent in our speech until the elders wish to engage him fully. But it is not a satisfactory thing at all that President Obasanjo is doing what he is doing. Boniface in Jos. Good morning to you, sir.
Uncle Yodo, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
I'm going for this program. But Uncle Yodo, the truth is one. I want to collide with it in a heart, but please don't fight the truth. I know you may easily ask your media to end the call. Uncle Yodo, can you bring PDP stakeholder on this your program? Can you bring a labor stakeholder as you bring this APC man? on this station? Can you bring a labor any other political party?
Of course.
In order to this program?
Of course. Of course.
Wait, please.
The answer to your question is straightforward. Yes.
I've been hearing you, and you never bring any other people except APC members. But the truth is that whatever Obasanjo is saying, I am not against it. I am not for it. But the truth is that most of these are judges. They remember that Mr. George learned sometimes ago. The judges we are seeing today are not the judges that is referred sometimes ago. Those judges we are having today are partisans. They have party in mind. They have persons in mind. They have their choices in mind. So unlike before that we know, the judges we know before, in fact, we do respect to our judges. I'm not against it, but the truth is that they're working now. They're having sentiment. They're having party in mind. They're having favoritism in mind. I remember, it's not I cannot remember the name. I remember sometimes because somebody said that he influences his wife to pass a judgment in favor of one person and the other. Why is it so? Before it was this like that. So that is what is just happening. That is why we are afraid of our judges now, because the judgment we are hearing from them, I think something is going on. When you are talking about Kanu, I am in church, but I am on television on a daily basis, except if there's no light. I see what happened in Kanu. Only for me to hear now that APC is ruining that state. It's unfair. It's never a truth to me. For me, I'm not talking about them, but for me, Boniface in church is never a truth. So what Obasanjo is saying, I didn't see it as against anybody. People that he bring, that people that are talking all this while are the APC members. Uncle George will know him for long. The man sitting there know him. The people that have been calling will know them. We have been hearing them. So the APC members bring PDP, let them sit down, or a Labour Party, or any other, let them discuss with you there.
Yes.
Know what you are saying.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much for calling in, Boniface. Really do appreciate your call. Now, to answer your question again, will you bring anybody else? Yes, an emphatic yes. And from time to time, we do actually get people that will take us on and come. But I don't know. It's not anybody's fault. People seem to decide where they want to go. As you know, you look at a particular party and you see that you'll find them largely on one station or the other. And so we constantly are inviting members of other parties, but not all of them want to come. But those that do come, we do take them on, and we take all shades of opinion, such as yours, for example. You just said that, in fact, you said that you don't even necessarily disagree with former President Obasanjo. Excellent. I mean, we didn't bring the phone, we didn't lower the volume, we didn't cut you off. We'll let you say what you need to say. So if you spoke about Labour, if Labour Party were to demand to come on air, we would take them. Same thing with PDP. Same thing with everybody else, but they don't come. I just thought I should explain that they don't always want to come. It's not as if we've not had people from those parties on our station before, but you know, I guess it's one of those kind of, it's a bit like a newspaper. Some people, for their affiliation, will buy only a particular newspaper, and some people will be plentiful in one station or the other. That's all that there is to it, and I wish we could test it. We are constantly, even on air, inviting people with a contrary point of view to come and let us consider the matter. They don't always want to come. Back to you, Chief Chief Okoye. You see that you see this situation now. I was saying that.
Yes, people are unnecessarily emotional and sentimental. And then because the judgment of a court didn't go the way you expect it, you begin to cast aspersions on the judiciary, castigate the judges. All the allegations they are making are just frivolous because they can never prove that judges are partisan. I have said before that judges decide cases based on evidence that is brought by the plaintiff, and people understand. So the judge cannot go to the market square or the marketplace. You remember when the judgment of the Presidential Election Tribunal was being read, one of the judges said, look, you don't expect us to go to the market and gather evidence for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So if, let's talk about the kind of case they are talking about. Have they read the judgment? It is not enough to rely on comments made on social media. Have you taken a copy of the judgment of the Court of Appeal concerning the Kano State governorship case? Have you taken the judgment concerning Plateau State? If you read the judgment of Plateau State in particular, the PDP was in total violation of its constitution, and then they disobeyed the court. The court made an order. With the caretaker committee you have set up is illegal. Don't go on and conduct primaries. And they defied that order, went ahead, conducted the primaries. And then if that evidence is brought before a court of law, the judges do not like people who are in contempt of the court, who don't have respect for the integrity and authority of the court. So if you do anything that is contrary to what has been stated in the court order, the court has the power to discipline you and reverse what you have done for you to return to the status quo ante. That is the crux of the matter.
They just look at the broad banner headline that, PDP was told to step down, APC was supposed to take over. That's all they want to hear. They don't look at the details, the reasoning. Demola, good morning to you, sir. Thank you for holding on.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank you so much. I've been trying to reach you, but I'm fortunate now.
Okay.
Please, I want to, first of all, appreciate your guest there. Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me?
Thank you for calling in.
Yes. I want to really appreciate your guest because when it started from 1971, and he was bringing the history gradually. I really enjoy him. I really appreciate him. But I disagree with Mr. Boniface that spoke some minutes ago. Yes, Mr. Boniface, if you look at his statement, it was too partisan. You understand?
Yes.
We are regular TVC watchers, and we normally see the type of people you normally bring. Either young people, either journalists hangout, different people. But what I'm saying is that about Obasanjo, former President Obasanjo, I'm really disappointed. I wouldn't blame him. Because I'm 84 in our own language, when they said when you are 84, your brain turns to a childish person. So whatever he says,
let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not disrespect the former president.
He campaigned for somebody that scored number 3 in the presidential election, and since then he has not let us rest. But it's just unfortunate. Okay, it's just unfortunate. The position belongs to Almighty God.
Yes.
It is Almighty God that brought Tinubu there. And it's the one that are going to protect him, whether they like it or not. They still have opportunity to wait till 2027, whether they like it or not. And I'm really disappointed about a well-known son that said that ballot paper that was not signed and not stamped, that it should be accepted. We are not lawyers, but we understand English. If a ballot paper was not signed, it's not valid. It's not valid. So I'm really disappointed with that renowned lawyer. He should be disappointed too. But Uncle Yori, I really appreciate you. And your guest there, I like it started from 1971. He was bringing that history.
Yes.
Until you stop him. God bless you.
Thank you really very much. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Well, there you go, Okoye. Flowers from there. Appreciating, as you were bringing down the itinerary of so many times that the PDP, when President Obasanjo was still in PDP, so many times these very judicial officers, their work, their unbiased work, had favored the party, the PDP. He didn't recall all of that. He's now inciting against the ruling party.
His election. One of the justices of the Court of Appeal actually annulled this election. Yes, he annulled Justice Msofon, annulled his election. So that is it. So election tribunals has been part and parcel of the Nigerian electoral system, Nigerian judicial system. It has been there. They are not talking about what happened to APC in 2019. concerning Zamfara, there was confusion in APC, and they went ahead, conducted 2 parallel primaries. You know, the Court of Appeal said that INEC was right not to refuse to accept the list of candidates produced by one of the factions. That faction was headed by the governor at that time, Abdul Aziz Yari. And then all the APC members that were elected, governor, senators, House of Reps, and House of Assembly, they were swept away. And
Exactly.
the Supreme Court ordered that the party that took the second position in that election should take over.
There was no comment.
Obasanjo did not say anything. Nobody protested. Nobody said
President
the
Obasanjo
judiciary
won't
was
protest
not doing well. Also, Bayelsa State in 2019, remember, the person who was elected in Bayelsa State was David Lang. And, you know, he defeated the current governor. And the Supreme Court said his running mate presented credentials that had different names. And he was asked to step aside. So this thing, or what we are saying, is not strange. It's part of the Nigerian legal system, part of the Nigerian electoral system. Why are they making it as if it was President Bola Tinubu that enacted the law? The law has been there, as I said, since 1999, since 1979. It has been there that the tribunals are vested with power to remove anybody who is not validly elected. Somebody who is not eligible to contest the election, but who contested the election. As in Kano State, what happened in Kano State was that the Governor Yusuf waited until the last minute. He crossed over to NNPP, and he did not properly, change his membership. By that time, the time for submission of nomination papers for political parties has passed.
And that's how they decided. We're going to have to leave it there now.
Passed, but somehow he was able to wangle himself, and his name was on the ballot paper. And his
Thank you very much,
they were following him. They gathered intelligence, and they followed him. They that went to court. And one of the grounds was that we are not a member
the courts will
of
not
a political party.
I beg your pardon. We're going to have to leave it here. Thank you very, very much, Okoye. The courts will not be intimidated. They will do what they need to do. Many people will consider that what President Obasanjo was doing was no more than giving a dog a bad name in order to hang it. Also, as I said, it is known that President Obasanjo likes to be right all the time, and he will even do his best to manufacture the rightness, if can be. But often, Nigerians being what they are, they will always tackle him, no doubt with reverence, but still will tackle him and will not allow fibs to pass. He was inciting against the ruling party. There are no two ways to say it. But I want to thank you very much, Chief Okoye Obono Obla, legal practitioner, writer, and APC chieftain. And let me use this opportunity to, because of what came from Boniface, say again what I've always said. We want to host Labour Party. We want to host PDP. We want you. So when we call you, please come. I'm saying it publicly now so that they will know that we invite you, but it's not always that you can come. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. That's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Iyori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.